So now that we've hopefully got some of your creative juices flowing, we're going to talk about the structure of great job ads. Of course, remembering that job ads are not job specs. A job specification is an internal HR document that's there for legal reasons. A job advertisement is there to attract the best talent to this organization. You need to structure your job ad. If you can, we definitely recommend you use images. Images of the office environment, the work environment, the people that work there are usually powerful for telling stories, for adding authenticity, for basically giving more concreteness to ideas. Not every database or website will support it, but if you can, try and use real images within your job specs. If you can, use other multimedia where available. Some of our clients have found that putting or embedding videos of their employer branding, interviewing their team, etc., in the actual job descriptions not only increases the volume of applicants, but increases the quality. Use headings. Structure your job description. I want to talk about more about that in a second. But you can do simple things like bolding the most important keywords or sentences to draw the eye towards those really important keywords. Because of course most people skim job ads, like they skim everything on the internet. So make sure that when they're skimming, they're being drawn to the most important keywords. Get rid of bullet points. Bullet points don't work. Wherever possible, try not to include them. We're going to use a structure that's a little bit more against this type of structure, which is typical job spec, lots of bullet points, and more towards this. Structured paragraphs with great headings. So we avoid writing job descriptions like this and move towards writing job descriptions like this. Nice paragraphs with headings, structured format as well. That's what we're going to cover next. What is that ideal structure and format? Consider this structure to be a template that you can follow. Some good ideas on structure that will enable you to think about writing really strong, commanding job descriptions. You may have an internal structure you have to follow. I'd encourage you to try and push back and see where you can make changes, where you can improve on those ideas. And hopefully you'll come up with something very similar to this. So a great job ad should begin with a short summary of why and who. Get to the point straight away, trying to impress upon somebody who's hiring and why they should consider it. Draw their attention in the first paragraph. Remember your success anagram. You want this to be simple, unexpected, you want it to be concrete, you want all those different elements that try and make sure that this conveys a really sticky idea. This is your ultimate test of a sticky idea. So remember those 6 principles of stickiness when trying to come up with this short, simple sentence. Next, describe the employer. Describe more about the company, assuming they know nothing about the organization. Again, remembering those 6 sticky principles for this idea. Try and make sure this comes across as sticky as possible. A real sales pitch and why this is a great organization. If I am a recruiter and you're trying to poach me, why should I go be a recruiter in this organization? So explain to me the context of why this organization is a great company to work for. Next, tell me more about the job. I probably have a fair idea of what the job is from the job title, and chances are I'm already doing something similar. But in here, make sure you use different language like you, your, and yours. You're not just focusing on we and this role and will. Say you will do this. You will have the opportunity to. Your responsibilities will include. So make sure you use that language that we recognize from Daniel Kahneman's research will more engage the potential applicant to make them feel part of the process as they're reading it along. And of course, always stick to those sticky principles, those 6 key principles of stickiness that the Heath brothers identified. Next up, we're going to talk about what is the ideal candidate. Remembering, of course, the research that suggests that a supportive / candidate-centric description is going to engage more people of a higher quality. So we're not just saying what we want, we're saying what the role requires and how we will help you develop in the role as well. What skills we will give you to support that as well. So the role requires you to achieve something, and this is how we'll help you do that. That's the kind of language that describes the ideal candidate. Next up, do list the requirements, making sure you separate the ideal requirements from minimum. So do say, as a bare minimum, we definitely need this, because you do want to filter out people who you can never consider. But when you list 8 things and you know in your heart of hearts 6 of them are required and 2 of them are just nice to haves, the candidate doesn't know this. So define what is absolutely required in, simple human language. Don't make it too fluffy. and then explain what would give them an extra benefit. What are the nice to haves on top of that? List the salary range and benefits, if at all possible. If you are restricted from posting the salary, even though you are convinced that you should do it, a lot of organizations still won't let you do that. That's okay. You can put in something like, if you want to inquire about the salary range, please call me to discuss. You can write that in a job description. Great people will actually take the time and trouble to contact you. And the type of talent you don't want, we'll just ignore it and we'll send their application in. You want to find the great people. So tell them that they can call you and they can have a discussion. Define the application process. Candidates want to know what happens next. If I reach out to you now, if I apply right here, when can I expect to hear from you? What will happen next? Set the expectations. Say that you will respond in writing within 14 days if in fact that is the correct process. But giving people an idea what the process is reduces their risk and fear and will increase the likelihood of great talent applying to you. And of course, make sure to close with a great call to action and consider both the passive and the active candidates. Active candidates are probably ready to send you a CV or resume. They don't really mind. But the passive talent who just came across your job accidentally shared on some social network, they may not have an up-to-date resume or profile. So consider those individuals and make sure that you're writing a great description of text that allows you to basically draw those in.